They've been the most timid dogs that we've received, to the point where we had described them as semi-feral when they first arrived. They came up from Puerto Rico, where we work with a few different rescue groups. They were about 5 months old when they came up to us. So they had spent their whole life up to that point living in this shelter where there were dozens and dozens of other dogs living there. So they had excellent socialization with other dogs, but they just didn't have the critical amount of socialization with people. So I think when they first came here, we were part of what was new and scary to them. So when they first came in, they were basically untouchable. They just wanted to run away. They just wanted to hide or run. Inaky has really closely bonded with a lot of staff and some volunteers. You know, before he would start to accept being handled, but he wouldn't like it. And now he comes up to us and seeks comfort. He's a huge lap dog, still, of course, fearful with strangers and still has to get over that hurdle. But he's really like a normal dog, just a normal shy dog. Indira is not as far along. She was scared out of her mind when she first came in. She wanted nothing to do with people. But today, with people who spend the time with her, we can pet her, we can put her collar on, we can clip a leash to her, get her in a car. She's not cuddly, but she will approach the people she knows for her head scritches or under the collar. One of the big reasons that we've made this progress is through the help of Lisa Rockland, who is a trainer and a behaviorist that we've been working with for a little while now. And she immediately took to them and they immediately took to her.
I own All About My Dog in Natick. My specialty is fearful, aggressive, reactive. And I first met Indira and Inaky about a year ago, and the first time I met them, he was very reactive, nervous, fearful, in the back of the cage. She was more quiet, reserved. I took them, met them in the big pen, and came in unobtrusively, turned my back to know how to get to Indira, and she came right up to me. I was so thrilled. It was such a compliment. I was thrilled. And he stayed back, didn't do as much barking, but a bit of pacing and barking, and then we started working together.
Yep, perfect, right there. That's the spot. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Julie wanted to take the dogs places. She could not get the female into the car, so I came, and in one lesson we got her in the car. Julie now takes her in the car. She takes her off property. She gets to run in 15 acres of fenced-in yard and come and leash up and ride in the car and come home. So their life is getting much more normal dog household.
So if you were to visit the shelter and walk by their kennel, there's a very good chance that Inaky will bark at you. But once they get into a home and once they learn the routine, they're really not easy to work with, but they really like routines and they pick up new routines very quickly.
They just need to know that somebody's got their back, that somebody can keep them safe, that the owners will take care of themselves and their dogs. And then they can relax and have a joyous life. Some of them take a little longer than others, but they can all change. Every single one of them can change. It's just, if what you're doing is not working, change it.
So we're definitely looking for someone who has adopted a rescue, specifically one that's timid or anxious. And then definitely just a willingness to learn, patience, and they need a very quiet, calm, stable, and predictable environment, not a lot of visitors. The most important thing is that the adopters are comfortable with the project. They'll definitely have to get used to new sounds, new sights, new smells, something like the microwave beeping, air conditioning, people walking by outside. Those are things that they haven't experienced here.
Each new thing is going to start from square one. I see a bench over there. Oh my God. Okay, let's get over that bench. But now there's another bench. But if you answer the question, that question goes away. And there'll be another question, and you'll answer it the same way. And that'll go away. And then they finally go by the third bench. Oh, it's a bench. So each new encounter that they may have, they will have a question. How do we feel about that? We're fine. It's okay. But not by telling them, by showing them. Natural behavior, calmness, leadership is how to untangle dogs that are that nervous. So I think they're both thrilling, and I think to change them and give them a home and watch them flower would be so gratifying.
We don't want to scare anyone by rushing anyone too quickly with this adoption. They're not going to be like the adoption of our other dogs, so if you want to meet them and spend time with them and come back and visit over the course of weeks or even months, we'd be happy to work with that. So even if you're just curious, you're not sure you're the right home for them, but you want to meet them, anyone is more than welcome to come and visit with them and talk to us and start to get to know them. We're all rooting for them. Like, we want this so bad for them. They really deserve to have a home, with people who will, be dedicated to them. But it will feel weird not to have them in the kennel. Like, they're part of our routine here. First one's out in the morning. They're a part of so many different play groups here, and they're just really a huge part of the buddy dog family. They really almost feel like our dogs, so to speak. So I don't know if we could describe it. It would just be so exciting and joyful for us.